Gaming Geek here with my first Starbreach battle report. Today we're going to see the Terror Legion versus the Inquisition. If you haven't seen my video that showcases some of the rules and an initial playthrough, go ahead and click here. That'll give you an understanding of how the game really works. Otherwise, let's go ahead and dive right in and see who prevails in this battle of dominance over Taco Bell. All right, let's first go over our two factions. Over here we have Order of the Sacred Rose, and our alpha is Chisu. And we're doing the campaign rules, and so the alphas don't start off with their normal stats, but every single one of them have these starting stats here, and all of these abilities. And then finally, you have to spend 5 alpha points, and with Chisu, what I did was I increased her initiative value from 4 to 5, and then that cost me 3 AP, and then I also gave her an alpha skill for another 2, so that spent up her 2. And then also her relic is giving her a +1 armor value and +1 movement value. That's why I have those in green. And then her base initiative there is 5. She has a bolt rifle and a plasma grenade. And then 2 other members from Blackpink are Rose and Lisa. They're both exorcists, which means they are equipped with a flamethrower. Now I know their picture isn't correct, but that's to remind me that they are both equipped with flamethrowers, and they also have a power hammer. They have a Banner of Light relic, which is once per game the soldier bearing Banner of Light executes a down order. All friendly soldiers within 6 inches gain a +1 initiative. And then we have 2 sisters in arms, Sarah and Maxine right here in white. And then finally 1 zealot with only 2 initiative and 2 armor. Let's go ahead over here to the Apostles of Taco Bell. And we have first Todd the manager. I spent his alpha points to basically give him a +1 initiative, so that gives that was 3 AP, and then also to increase his armor value from 3 to 4, and that was 2 AP, so that spent his 5. He does not have any alpha skills, but he does have relic, does a bonus of 2 additional damage, and he has a heavy chain gun and a pestilence grenade. Samson here is a warlock and basically has psychic abilities. Debbie is a corrupted apothecary and has field medicine alpha skill, along with a steroid pack and an opiate pack. And then we have 3 guards with bolt rifles and bolt pistols. Samson's spells I printed out here at the bottom and have a convenient place where I can have all of his spells from the School of Disorder. So we're going to go ahead and roll up our illicit caches, although in my universe they are illicit cows. And so we're going to go ahead and roll for this 2-player match. Is a 2 plus D3. So that counts as 2. And then +2 is there going to be 4 illicit cows, and we're going to put them randomly on this board. The scenario that we're playing is capture and retrieve. Basically, the first player is going to deploy along the edges of the field, and then the defending player, which is going to be the Apostles of Taco Bell, they have some intel right here, which is where they are getting the source of their beef, and that's actually going to be inside Taco Bell on the first floor. Since the defensive player can never be within 3 inches of the intel marker, it's going to be on the base floor so that they can deploy up top. So the victory condition is that the offensive player is trying to capture the intel marker and remove it from the battlefield before the end of turn 6, and obviously the defensive player is trying to make sure that the offensive player doesn't carry off the intel. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and set up. So this scenario is taking place on Retro World. If you want to check out my video on how I made this terrain, go ahead and click here. But let's go ahead and dive into this scenario. So basically people have lined up so that they can try to grab some of these illicit cows in the first round. All of the dice are in here. Let's go ahead and draw our first one. And it's going to be the Apostles of Taco Bell. So basically, Debbie is going to go ahead and do an advance. Her movement is 4. So let's go ahead and put this here because she's going to move over to the cow up to here. And then is going to take a pot shot at Maxine. So Debbie has initiative 5, but because she moved as an advance, she gets a -1. And then Maxine has +1 for being behind cover. One of the special rules for Order of the Sacred Rose is that they roll 3d6 and use the 2 highest die rolled, so they have better defense. So Debbie's going to take a shot with her bolt pistol. She ends up having a 9 versus an 11, and so Debbie misses the shot. So that's her turn. Let's go ahead and draw the next die. And so Order of the Sacred Rose is going to go next. And Jisoo is going to do an advance order. Now she has Inspiring Presence that whenever she does an advance or cover fire, all soldiers within 3 inches also gain a +1 initiative when executing ranged attacks, including Jisoo as well. So she's going to bump up to 6. And right now Sarah is right next to her, and so I'm going to put this little marker on her so that I remember that she has a +1 from Inspiring Presence. So Jisoo is going to go ahead and move forward. Now she does have a scoped bolt rifle, but whenever you do an advance, the stats turn to a regular bolt rifle. And that only shortens the distance, but she's still within range, doesn't get the shorter range bonus. But because she did move, she's going to be at -1, but she's at +2 for a 3-inch height advantage. And so the sum of that will be she only gets a +1, so she's at 7. Now Samson is behind cover, and so he's going to get a +1 modifier, so he's going to be at 6. Let's go ahead and roll the dice. Oh, this is devastating for Samson. He only rolled 2 ones for a total of 8, and Jisoo rolled a total of 13, so that's a 5-point difference. And then the bolt rifle scope, as well as the regular bolt rifle, has a +3 modifier, so that's going to be a 3 more for 8 total damage, which actually kills him because he only has 8 hit points. Wow, first shot and first blood. So Samson is taken off the board. Also for tallying alpha points, she's going to gain +1 AP because she killed a specialist or applied at least 4 wounds towards a specialist. Alright, let's go to the next dice draw. Another red. So I'm going to do an advance action with Sarah, and she's actually going to take a pot shot at Debbie. Okay, so she has line of sight, so she's going to advance. She gets a +1 because of Inspiring Presence, and so she's at 4, and then +2 for being having high ground. So she's going to be at 6, and Debbie has no modifiers. Hers is a 5. Let's go ahead and roll. 7 plus 6 is 13 versus 16. So Debbie more than is able to shrug off that shot. Let's go ahead and draw again. Todd is going to go ahead and go. Actually, he's going to have to advance because he doesn't have range. He wants to throw his grenade, and it only has 12 inches. And right now it's 13 inches. So he's going to actually have to step up onto that ledge and do an advance instead in order to get within range. So he's going to throw his pestilence grenade up onto that rooftop to hit both Jisoo and Sarah. Now the grenade, it does not add any positive initiative modifiers to their dodge roll of any kind. Sarah, although she would normally get a +1 for cover, she's going to stay at 3. And then Jisoo is only going to be at 5. And Todd, because he advanced, he's going to get a -1, so that's 4. And then another minus for throwing a grenade, which is an AoE weapon. So he's going to be at 3. And then this weapon gets 2 attacks, so we're going to roll twice for each of the units. So let's go first for Jisoo. And it is 9 is 12 versus 13, so she avoids the first attack. Second grenade attack. Oh yeah, she totally beats it, so she is not hit by the pestilence grenade. And then now for Sarah, she gets to pick the top 2, so 8 versus 9. And then the second roll also beats it, so the pestilence grenade does nothing. 6, so she doesn't quite have enough movement. So what she's going to do is go inside, and then next time she'll use the stairs, which will enable her to do an advance and then shoot. So that was her turn. We're going to go ahead and move Maxine forward. Or does she have to move in order to shoot? Let's see. She might possibly. She's going to stay put and shoot from where she's at. Her bolt rifle is 24, so as long as she's within 12, she's going to get a +1 bonus. She is going to have a +1 bonus for close range. And then she didn't move, so she doesn't get a -1 for advancing. Debbie is going to have a +1 for cover. So it is 6 versus 6. And so since Debbie's initiative is higher than Maxine's, that's going to be a miss. Wow, another red. I think this is the third one. So I'm going to do a down order here. In order for her to pick up the illicit cow. We're going to have this guard do an advance. He's going to move up to here. And then fire at Maxine. Maxine's going to have cover, so she's going to stay at 4. And then this guard is going to be at a -1 for movement, so at a 2. Now he has also a bolt rifle, so he's going to get a +1 for being within close range, and so he bumps back up to a 3. So it's 3 versus 4, and it's going to be 7 versus 6, which is a tie, because we have 10 versus 10. And defenders win ties. They're really going to go after Maxine. So he's going to shoot and is not within 12. Initiative is going to be 3, but then +2 for height advantage. So he's going to be at 5. And then, again, Maxine, she does have cover, so she's going to stay at 4. Oh, and totally is going to beat it. Their faction ability is pretty powerful, Divine Shielding. But still, even without it, would have beat the roll anyway. Lisa is going to go ahead and shoot first. Let's do Flamethrower, which is, again, a -1. So she's going to be at initiative 2. And then they're not going to get, it's going to hit these two with the flamethrower. They're not going to get any bonuses for being undercover. And so let's roll first for him. Although, does he want to go down? Oh, wait. It doesn't get any positive modifier, so it doesn't matter if he goes down. And that guard is at a 3 right now. So it is 10 versus 10, and so he avoids getting hit. Let's see about the other guard. I think the other guard is going to get hit because it is 11 versus 7, which is a difference of 4. And then the damage modifier is 3, so that is 7. And his armor is 3, so he's going to take 4 points of damage, so he's down to half. Put that there. Alright, only the Apostles of Taco Bell have dice in here, and I forgot to remove one for when Samson died. So I'll go ahead and take that out. So the last die will be this guard up here. I think he's going to actually advance. And he's going to move over here to shoot at Maxine. So his initiative is going to be 3 plus 2 for height advantage, but minus 1 for moving, for advancing. So he's at 4. And then Maxine still has cover, so she's going to be at 4 as well. That's going to be a miss because she got 1 more than him. So now we move into the special actions phase, and I think the Order of the Sacred Rose went first, and so the Apostles are going to go first, and I'm going to have Todd, the manager, go ahead and do a fire action. So his heavy chain gun, focus fire normally removes all dodge modifiers, but because it's unwieldy, you just resolve it per normal. Todd's initiative is 5. And then Jisu's initiative is 5, but she's behind cover, so she's going to be at 6. And then Sarah's also behind cover, so she will be at 4. So let's go ahead and first roll the heavy chain for Jisu, and it is a 2 attack weapon. So we're going to roll twice here. And so it is 6 versus 6. And because Jisu has the higher initiative at 6, she's going to dodge. Here's the second attack. Roll one more. It's 8 versus 11. That's going to be a hit for Todd, and that's going to be 16 versus 14. That's a difference of 2 points of damage. And then it is a bonus 4, so that's 6 total damage going to Jisu, who has armor 4, so she's going to take 2 points of damage. Her total hit points is 8, so she's going to be at 6 points. Alright, so now it is the Order of Sacred Rose turn, and Jisu is also going to make a focus fire onto Todd. But because she did advance, the -1 still applies to this focus fire, so she's going to be at a -1, but she does gain the +2 for being at height. So that's a total of +1, which is putting her at 6. Todd is going to be at his normal 5 initiative. She is within 12 though, and so she's going to get the half range of the weapon's max range bonus. So she's actually going to be at 7. So it's 7 versus 5. Let's go ahead and roll. And so, let's see, it is going to be 15, 18, which is a difference of 3. The damage bonus is a 3, so that's 6 total. And the armor of Todd is 4, so she's also going to do 2 points of damage. So tit for tat, Todd is down to 6 as well. Next is Debbie is the other specialist, and she will do a down order in order to capture the illicit cow. I'm going to go ahead and put it on Debbie's stat card here. I'll do the same for Vicky. Lisa is also going to do a down order in order to capture the cow. Just as a reminder, this wasn't actually a down action, it's an ambush action. And so ambush automatically gives you a down action, and that's why they're able to pick up the cows. But they're going to be able to be in ambush and utilize that, as well as Debbie over there for this next turn. And then because Samson got killed, he won't get his. Rose, because really she wants to get up to the roof, she's really unable to do that with any of her special actions, so she's just going to also do a ambush as well. So that's everyone who went through the special actions phase. So now we're going to clean up by collecting all of the order dice, and we will start round 2. Todd is going to fire back up here with his heavy chain gun, and his initiative is basically 5. He didn't move, and then Jisu's initiative is going to be 5 plus cover, which is going to be 6. So our alphas are going at it with one another, and there's 2 attacks. First one is going to be a miss, and then second one is also going to be a miss. So Todd fails to hit. I'm going to have Rose do an advance action. She's going to go ahead and go up the stairs here and pop out here, and going to shoot those guys. And because she's within 12, she's going to get a +1 to close range bonus, and so her initiative will go up to 4. And this is an AoE attack, which is a -1, so she's back down to 3. And target does not add any positive modifiers. And then the guards are at 3. So it's 3v3. Let's go ahead and go with this guy who's already wounded. And I think this is going to kill him, because this is a difference of 11 versus 6. So that is 5 with a +3 damage is 8 total. Armor is 3. And so that does kill him. Let's go ahead and roll. This is also going to wound him, because the difference is going to be 6 versus 8 is 2 points. And then again, plus the 3 is 5, minus the 3 armor, which is going to be 2 points of damage. He's down to 6 points. He's going to advance and move 4. Be here. So his initiative is going to be 2 because he advanced. Maxine's initiative is going to be 3. And that is a miss. To run to get her up top here. Now she can't advance because she needed to climb the 3 inches up here to get onto the roof. If there was a ladder or something like that, she could have advanced. But that takes up her turn. I'm going to use this to fire with Jisu. Jisu has not moved, so she's going to use her scope, and her initiative is going to be 5 plus 2 for being on higher ground. So that is 7. And that's going to give a +1 for inspiring presence. So this becomes a +2. And then this is also going to apply to Sarah. It actually will affect Vicky as well, but because she already executed her order, she won't be able to fire this turn. Todd is still at 5, so let's go ahead and roll. It is 6v6, and because Jisu has the higher initiative, it is a difference of 3, and then 3 plus 3 equals 6 total damage, minus the 4. It means 2 more points, so he is down to 4. Advancing Sarah. So Sarah is advancing. That gives her a -1, but because of Inspiring Presence, she has a +1. And then she has +2 for being on higher ground, which puts her at 5. And she is shooting her bolt rifle, which is 24. Again, she's within half range, so she gets another +1. So she's going to be at 6 versus Todd's 5. Todd has a total of 12. Sarah has a total of 13. So it wins by 1, plus 3 damage, which is 4, but all of Todd's armor absorbs it, so no damage. Alright, so I'm going to do a run order with Debbie, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and use her steroid pack, which gives her +2 movement and +1 initiative for this round. Also gives her a special action phase, but she had one anyway, regardless, because she's a specialist. So her initiative will bump up to 6, and then her movement will be 6 rather than 4, which is good because that will enable her to get up onto the roof within 3 inches, because she's going to heal. He's going to fire at Maxine again. Has initiative 3 +2 for higher ground, which is 5. Maxine has an initiative of 3, but has cover, so is 4. Wow. That was a total miss. I think I forgot to gather a die. I don't quite remember. But regardless, I don't think she's going to move. She's just going to shoot. The guard initiative is also 3. But she is within half range of her weapon, which is 12 inches. And so she's going to get a bonus up to 4. Let's roll. And misses. Alright, so this is the special actions phase. Sacred Rose is going to go first, and I'm going to have Jisoo try to finish off Todd. And so her initiative, again, 5 is going to be 6 with Inspiring Presence. And then 2 more for being higher elevation, and then 1 more for being within half range. And then Todd's base initiative, I think, is just 5, no modifiers. So it is 14, 16, so that's that's a 2-point difference. With 3 is 5. That's only going to do 1 point of damage with the armor. And so he is down to 3. Todd's going to mend. Oh my gosh. For only 1 point. That's terrible. Alright, and then we go back to her. She's going to go ahead and focus fire. Just going to hit those 2. And Rosé's initiative is going to remain a 3. And then Debbie's initiative is a 5, and the guard is a 3. 11 versus 10, so that will hit. So that's going to be 1 point of damage, plus 3 is 4, and armor is 3, so 1 more point. And so this will go down to 5. And then let's roll for Debbie. And Debbie is going to be missed. Oh, you know what? Rosé should have had a -1 for a AoE weapon, and so that actually did not damage him. So he's still at 6. And then finally for Lisa, she's going to fire actually up on top of the roof as well. And so she's at initiative 2. Again, they're the same initiative, although they're going to get a cover bonus. Debbie's going to be at 6, and the guard is going to be at 4. For the guard, 12, 11, so that was a miss. For Debbie, this is 10 versus 10, so that's a miss as well. The reason why Debbie didn't get a special action is because she did a run action, and you can't take a special action when you either assault, run, or do cover fire. So let's go on to round 3. Todd is going to do cover fire. and basically center it over here. Todd is going to be at initiative 5 plus 1, which is going to be 6 for half range, but then he's going to be minus 2 for shooting cover fire, and so that's going to be 4. Vicky is going to be at 2 plus 1 for cover, so she's going to be at 3. Sarah is also going to be plus 1, which is 4, and then Jisoo is going to be plus 1 at 6. So let's roll for Jisoo first, and we're going to roll twice. And that first one is going to be a miss. Second attack. It is 7 is 11 plus 12, so that also is going to be a miss. Next it's going to be Sarah, who has base 4 versus his base 4. 2 rolls is 8 versus 7, so that beats it by 1. So Sarah is going to get hit for 1 plus 4 equals 5 total damage, and her armor is 3, so she's going to go down to 7 hit points. Sarah gets a second attack, 6 versus 5, so again is going to take 2 more points of damage, and so she goes down to 5. It also forces, when you get hit by cover fire, it forces you to go down, so it uses up your order. And then this is for Vicky. 10 versus 10, so she is missed. And then second attack, which is 11 plus 10, so she's going to get hit. So that's going to be 1 plus 4 is 5 points of damage, minus 2 armor, which she's going to take 3. She's going to be down to 5 hit points. And we'll need to take a down action. So that was pretty effective in taking away 2 units worth of orders. Oh, and at the beginning of his turn, because he took the steroid pack, he has to execute a down order during the order dice phase. And when he takes a down order, it says, once per game when executing a down order, the soldier regains 2 health value up to the initial value. And because he has field medicine, he can actually apply that to someone within 3 inches of himself. So he's going to apply those 2 hit points to Todd. So he's going to gain 2 hit points. He's going to be up to 6 again. She's going to fire again. So Jisoo's initiative is at 5. She's going to get plus 1 for close range. So she'll be at 6. And then plus 2 for height. And then Todd is at base 5. So Todd has a 14. And then Jisoo has 17. So 14 and 17 is 3. And then it is plus 3 damage, so that is 6. Armor 2, 2 points of damage. Rosé's going to go ahead and attack again. She is within short range, so that's going to bump her up to 4 with her flamethrower. And then Todd's at base 5. Oh, let's see here. They both rolled really high, and he's going to avoid damage because he's at 5 and she's at 4. Okay, he's going to actually advance. Move here. Actually move here to get a clear shot at Rosé. His initiative is 3. But he moved, so it bumps it down to 2. And then Rosé's initiative is going to be 3. And she blocks it. Maxine is going to advance and is going to fire at that guard. And because she moved, she's initiative 2. And the guard is at 3. Oh, but she gains a +1 for being within half range. But he's going to beat it, so she misses. So Lisa's going to run her 12 and be right there. And then the last guard is going to assault. Since she already went, she can't do a responsive fire. And so he's just going to close in. And his initiative is 3. And Maxine's initiative is also 3. So they are even right now. And then because this isn't a dodge roll, it's basically a fight roll, they don't get their divine shielding here. So it's straight up even battle. Oh, both of them have +1 initiative, so it cancels out. So that's fine. But it's a +2. That's going to do 11 points of damage. I think that kills Maxine. 11 minus 3 equals 9 or 8. So she still has 1 hit point left. So let's calculate this again for the next attack. They both have +1 initiative. So they start off at a base 4. But because she lost, she's going to be -2. And because she's walking wounded, she only has 1 hit point left. She's going to be at a -2 again. So she's at 0 initiative versus the 4 for the guard. So let's do close combat again. Let me see. So he wins by 1. It's +3. The armor soaks it up, so no damage is done. Even though no damage was done, the guard still won the round because he had the higher roll. So he's going to attack again with all the same modifiers. And, oh, look at this. So Maxine has 12, and he has 9. So actually Maxine wins with a difference of 3 points plus the 2, which is 5. He has 3 armor, so he's going to take 2 points of damage. He'll be down to 6 hit points. Now, because that was the 3rd round of combat, so now we go on to the special actions phase once again, and I totally keep forgetting who pulled the first. Again, I think Todd was the one to go first again. I gotta figure out a better way to keep track of this. So since Todd went, she's gonna again do focus fire, and she is at 5 +1 for close range, +2 for being at higher elevation. And then Todd is still at 5. And she's gonna miss. Todd can't do a special action because he did cover fire, but he can go. He's going to actually try to finish her off by doing a focus fire. Has initiative 5, and then +2 for height. So he's going to be at 7 initiative. Maxine is going to be at her base 3 initiative, but -1 because she's walking wounded. So she's at 2. Oh wait, she gets to roll up her 3rd die, and she's going to beat it. So she does not get hit. She is going to also focus fire, and it's going to center it over here so that it hits all of them. Rosé's base initiative is 3. It's going to go down to 2 because it's an AoE weapon. Todd's initiative is 5. Debbie's is also 5. And then the guard is 3. So let's first do Todd. And that's going to be a miss. We'll do Debbie. Rosé's initiative is +2 to this, which is 12. Debbie's is 11, so it hits by 1. +3, which is 4. Her armor is 2, so she's going to take 2 points of damage, which will bring her down to 6. And then finally, the guard. That's a 7-point difference. He has armor 3, so that's 4 more points of damage. He is down to 2 hit points. Lisa down there. She's going to shoot as well. Focus fire up here. I think she has line of sight to him. And we'll flame him. And that's going to hit just these two. And Lisa is 2 because of the AoE weapon. First the guard. 9. That's a difference of 4. Plus the 3 damage is 7. 7 minus 3 equals 4 more. And it kills him. And then for Debbie. And Debbie is not going to be hit. Now we're going to go on to round 4. She's going to fire and give Inspiring Presence to these two here, giving them a +1. She's going to gain a +1, so move to 6, and then +1 for half range, and then +2 for height, so she's going to be at 9. Todd the manager is still only at 5. 12 versus 18. That's a difference of 6 plus the 3 is 9 points of damage, minus the 4 is 5. That actually kills Todd. It's not looking good for the Apostles. She's going to advance and mostly wanted to get within base to base of there. Is going to shoot her flamethrower at Debbie. Rosé's initiative is going to be at 3, -1 for AoE, but then +1 for half range, so it stays at a 3. And then Debbie's remains a 5. Debbie is at 14. Rosé's is also at 14, so that's a miss. I'm going to use this to actually charge or to assault here. So his initiative is 3 + 1 for close combat. So he's at 4. And then Maxine also is at 4, but she's walking wounded, so that bumps her back down to 3. So it is 8 + 3 is 11. 7 + 4 is also 11. It's a tie, so whenever there's a tie in the roll, they are pushed apart 2 inches. So automatically they have to disengage. Debbie has to try to stop Lisa. He's actually going to assault. So let's see if he has enough movement to do this. Oh yeah, and then 3, yeah, he definitely has the movement. So he's going to assault. Let's keep his stats up here. Corrupted Blade is his melee weapon. No bonuses, but he stays at initiative 5. And then Rosé, she is at 3. She has a power armor, which is also +6. So let's see who wins this. Oh, look at that roll. Let's see here. Debbie's roll is a 10, or Lisa's roll is a 15, so that's a difference of 5. +6, ouch, this is going to hurt. So 11 minus 2 armor is 9. She only had 6 hit points left, and so she actually is killed. Alright, this is not faring well for the Apostles. Oh, actually the rest are all Order of the Rose die. And so pretty much I think the game is over, because what Rosé is going to do is run in there and grab the intel, and then in the final turn she'll be able to run out, or even in the next turn she'll be able to run off the board with the intel. So I think pretty much the game is over, although during the special actions phase she was going to grab that cow, and actually when Debbie died, she dropped the cow as well over here. So would Lisa have had enough turns in order to grab the cow as well? Because she's grabbing the cow here. If she spent this turn going down by grabbing the cow, the intel, and then this is turn 6, she would run out. Turn 5, the only guy who could stop her is him, but we had all of these shots still against him, so it's very unlikely. So pretty much I think the Order of the Sacred Rose wins this scenario and will gain all of the cows. Alright, so let's go ahead and tally up the AP or the alpha points that we got. So she did get the +1 for killing an enemy specialist when she did that clutch shot at the very beginning to take out Samson. She is going to get +3 for taking out Todd, and so that's 4 total. She survived, so that's 6, and then +2 AP for the warband, and so she has a total of 8 alpha points to spend, which is awesome because she's going to spend it on all of these upgrades here. So for the illicit caches, we did get 4 cows, and so what we do is we're going to roll 2 dice. The blue one is this top part and the pink is the side. So 3 and 4, we get a flak cannon. Six and 4 is +2 AP. 3 and 1, auto targeting system. And then a black mirror. So let's go ahead and tally up the points, and basically the way that you do it is for every enemy that you kill, you gain their UC in points. And so since I wiped out their entire army, I'm going to get 60. They get none. And then you also get an additional 55 UC for killing an alpha. And so the Order of the Rose got a total of 115 victory points. And then with the campaign, let's go ahead and figure out our 4P ratings. The first one is power rating, total AP accumulated. And so we're going to record 10. Second is plunder rating, the number of illicit caches, we got 4. Predator rating, total number of enemies killed, 3 guards, so that's 3 points. And specialists count as 2, so we killed 2 of them, so that's 4 more. That's 7 total. And then an alpha is 3, 10 points total. And then prestige, so is 1. Alright, so we'll keep track of that as the campaign continues. So the sisters handily won that scenario and beat the Terror Legion, although I will admit that I did not play the Terror Legion the way that maximized their powers. They really needed to go forward and engage in hand-to-hand to really get rid of that third defense die that the sisters were able to roll. That really hampered their ability to really hit. Abilities of the Terror Legion weren't maximized by taking defensive positions, but they really needed to take the offense. And realistically, they shouldn't have been on the roof because the sisters up here on the police station were able to get that +2 bonus and just take pot shots at them. I'll know for next time, but I think this was a fun scenario, and we'll see what happens next. Now, if I did make any rules mistakes that you noticed, please make comments below, and I will pin those corrections in the comments. I also wanted to mention really quickly that I have one of my viewers working on creating some cards that's going to make keeping track of everything really awesome. So stay tuned, and I'll give you more information and make that available. Go over to the Facebook page for Starbreach to stay in tune with what's happening. Please like and subscribe, and check out my Patreon page to see what giveaway we have for the patrons this month. And now that you guys have a good sense of how the game works, I'm no longer going to itemize all of the modifiers for every roll, so things should go a little bit more quickly in future battle reports. But until next time, happy gaming, and we'll see ya.